emailed Anthony saying I have the best portfolio website, and in his review, he had thoughts.
I feel like if you're gonna highlight like your coding experience, HTML is probably not the way to do it.
Yeah, let's talk about that. First, I would like to say thank you to Anthony for roasting me with kindness, I think. I really did not think my email would get to him and that it would just get lost in the thousands of other emails he gets. But hey, the next day I'm going through my YouTube For You page and I see the video and I'm like, wait, is that about me? And well, it was. So let's watch it together and see what I think about it. So let's start with the very beginning.
This first portfolio was sent to me around a day ago with the title, I have the best portfolio website. And without this email, I probably wouldn't be doing this video because they claim to have the best portfolio website. And I'm like, all right, I gotta check it out. They say there's...
Not gonna lie, I did not put much thought into it at all. All I wanted was like to catch attention because again, his last video reviewing portfolios was made like a year ago, so I really thought he won't do it. But hey, here I am.
17 and have been coding since 11. Off the bat, the site is kind of cool. Like we can see here, we have a lot of like floaty thingies, which is pretty unique. It looks like this could have been drawn by the person. The only thing I don't like is, holy shit, there's so much text here. Welcome to my world. Welcome to another website of mine. As a rule of thumb, if you have the thing, you don't need another thing.
That's honestly so fair.
You can experience what it is without needing an explanation of what we are going to experience. Workers should be able to wear many hats. As a worker, you will often need to adapt to different roles and responsibility. Click on a hat to see what I can do. Okay, very interactive. Is this a hat? That's a bow tie.
The moment I saw this part on the screen, I was like, oh no. The responsiveness works on most of the laptop screens, except for apparently not his, because the bow tie was supposed to be way lower. And I knew there will be some responsiveness issues in the future when he's reviewing, so let's see how it goes.
Professionalism. Adaptability. Okay, so this is all just like jargony stuff. Okay. I don't like bugs. There's a code on the right telling you more about me. There's also a bug that's driving me crazy. I can't tell if the bug is in the code or if the bug is the fact that none of these are aligned. Oh no, the bug wasn't the fact that all of these just like over...
Hey, in my defense, those buttons, the frames around them were drawn, and I checked it was working on most of the devices, so this is actually on me, so I will fix it sometime soon, I guess.
Flow the button that they're in. It was closing the missing li tag. Okay. I feel like if you're gonna highlight like your coding experience, HTML is probably not the way to do it. Oh no, you download...
Okay, here's the thing. He said if you're gonna highlight your coding experience, HTML is probably not the way to do it. And here's the thing. People reviewing your portfolio websites are mostly likely recruiters or hiring agents or just someone who does not work in the industry because they're the one who would be reviewing it and hiring you. And so they need to get an idea of like visual idea of the kind of stuff you do. Therefore, they won't be super technical, so I don't think you need to put something very complex because I think it needs to be something that not technical person could figure out just to make it fun for them specifically because I think for the most part it's non-technical people reviewing it instead of technical. So just to put that out here. Let's continue.
The virus? Yeah. One of these, the virus? Empty? Okay. I will say it's extremely creative, but also a very weird interpretation of how coding or websites actually work. Like, I don't know if this is by design, the fact that the continue button is like overlapping, especially because I know it's not like a responsive issue because everything, like I can't zoom in or out. So this continue button is definitely absolutely overlaid. Which CSS tool do I often use? I hope it's Tailwind. Yeah, I guess so. That's a lot of technologies for someone that made an example of a bug in HTML. And we have
Oh, come on. I already explained that HTML thing is just for the recruiters to see and for non-technical people to feel like they accomplished something if they get it right and to increase their chances of getting it right. So also, I would like to mention how he skipped a big part of the website, which was like at the very beginning, but I'll come to it later.
reached the end, and now I guess we get to the resume and the LinkedIn. Storytelling wise, it did an amazing job. Some things felt a bit unpolished, like this, for example. Hireability, I'd give it like a 6.5. It's endearing, but I don't know if I really got an idea of your skill level. Aesthetic, I'm gonna give it a 9, and creativity, I'm also gonna give it a 9. I thought it was actually creativity, I'll give it a 10. Nishant more.
So there are a few things I would like to point out. So the first one is that, let's go on the website itself actually. So here on the website, you can see there's a start button and a quick tour button. And he skipped a big chunk of information by not going here. Because here, it's like, if you want the story, then you go to start. If you want a quick tour, which is mostly just information for recruiters just to throw out there, then you go here and you can see my experience and the skills and everything else without the extra fuzz about it. So that's one thing he did not show or look at all, which could have like really increased the hireability rating, I would say, because it's really straightforward and just out here. And another thing I would like to mention is this was a reference to a Nikki Case website called To the Game of the Evolution of Trust. And here we can go here, and it was a reference to that game, so it was this part right here. You can see it over here. So that's why I added it specifically for that reference. Okay, so let me know in the comments if I should edit this website and make it better by the suggestions made, and then see how it turns out. Again, thank you Anthony for roasting me, and thank you everyone who are watching this video to watch me get roasted like a chicken. Anyways, now I'll go and make sure I don't have any other missing HTML tags, because that's crucially important. Remember that.